Good morning. Thank you for coming here today. I am Joseph Martella, Area Port Director for United States Customs and Border Protection's Area Port of Philadelphia. Today, Tuesday, Customs and Border Protection and Homeland Security investigations led a multi-agency operation inspecting shipping containers laden on board the motor vessel MSC Desiree at a Philadelphia seaport facility. Our team consisted of partners at United States Coast Guard Investigative Service, Homeland Security Joint Task Force East, Philadelphia Police Department, Delaware State Police, Pennsylvania State Police, Nether Providence Police Department, Pennsylvania Office of the Attorney General, Bureau of Narcotics Investigation, and the Philadelphia Division of the DEA. During the inspection of a shipping container, a CBP narcotics detector dog alerted, and we discovered 13 large black duffel bags that contained a combined 450 bricks of a white powdery substance. A sampling of that substance tested positive for cocaine. Late Tuesday night, we weighed the cocaine at 537.6 kilograms, or 1,185 pounds and 3 ounces. The cocaine has a street value of approximately $38 million. CBP officers seized the cocaine and turned the case over for the investigation to be conducted by Homeland Security Investigations. This is United States Customs and Border Protection's largest cocaine seizure in Philadelphia in 21 years. CBP seized 1,945 pounds of cocaine on May 23rd, 1998. Overall, Tuesday's seizure is CBP's fourth largest cocaine seizure of record in the Port of Philadelphia. South and Central American transnational criminal organizations continue to smuggle their dangerous drugs to the United States. Taking a half-ton of cocaine out of circulation ensures that this harmful drug doesn't reach the streets of our communities and our loved ones. This seizure is a significant success for this collective team of federal, state, and local law enforcement entities who work very hard every day to keep our Delaware Valley communities safe, and we want the public to know that we remain committed to intercepting drug smuggling attempts that threaten our communities and our families. We'll take questions at this point.
How did you know to look at this boat? Did you know to look at this boat?
So United States Customs and Border Protection conducts a review of items manifested to come into the United States, and we conduct a scrub of all the data that's transmitted to us, and then we select containers that are of interest.
Where was the boat coming from?
The vessel was coming from Bermuda and destined to the United States. Bahamas, I apologize. The vessel was destined to the Bahamas, from the Bahamas to the United States.
Guatemala being a location where the rubber came. Where do you think the coat was put on?
So it could come at any point. So yes, the container was laden in Guatemala, and then the vessel hit the Bahamas and transited to the United States, and that was continuing on foreign. So at any point at any port, at any point, the duffel bags could have been placed inside the container.
Any leads on who shipped this stuff?
At this point, it's current investigation. We're looking into it.
How was it hidden?
The duffel bags were placed on top of the manifested commodity.
So you're interested in this boat because as you scrub information, it points you to this vessel or vessels coming from this region of the world?
It's not necessarily the vessel; it's the containers that are on board. These vessels carry thousands of containers of various commodities from various countries. So it's not just specific to any one vessel. It's the containerized and the commodity that's on board it.
So you take your dogs, and they work a group of containers first, and you pull out based on what the dogs sniff.
Well, CBP has not just canine. We have various forms of technology that we use to detect illicit narcotics or contraband inside containers. So it would be one of the tools that we use that would continue a further inspection. Yes.
Do you train for this? Right? I mean, how often do you train? Is it every day and for this particular moment?
So our officers go through a vigorous training when they initially come on board, and then we have refresher training as it goes along, especially in the equipment that we have and the technology that we use.
Why? So, I mean, it's a massive amount. Why? I mean, you must know about, obviously, the transmission of this sort of drug. Why are they moving such large quantities? What would prompt this? why is this all together? I mean, they've obviously made a mistake here. You picked them off. Do you know anything about why such large amounts, what their mindset may be?
I can't speak to their mindset, and like I said, the matter is still currently under investigation by Homeland Security investigations.
You said it's the largest in a long time. Do you think this means there's an uptick in the market in some way? Why suddenly is it here, do you think?
I don't know. It would all be speculation. At this point, I don't know why they would put a large amount all together in one container at one time.
What was in the container? What was the manifest that was surrounding it?
The manifest was liquid rubber.
Is that trying to throw off the scent? Is that something that's been done in the past that you found? The drugs come in a container containing things like liquid rubber?
Smugglers do many methods to try to throw off the scent of the canine. Liquid rubber is not known to be one that would throw off the scent.
Was it hidden at all? I mean, did they put it someplace? I mean, I see the duffel bags. Was it hidden behind anything, or is it just sitting in the box?
No, so the photos of duffel bags that you saw was just how it was. It was thrown right on top of the commodity. So these are the type of loads that would be quick to either get into a container or take off of a container from a legitimate shipper.
Was the captain arrested, charged? Was anybody on the boat arrested or charged? Was everybody just taken? How does that work?
At this time, the matter is still current on investigation.
Yeah, but what do you do around that? I mean, obviously you're interested now in the boat. Do you think the folks on the boat knew they were carrying this?
So, as I said, we're currently, HSI is currently investigating the matter. And as I said before, these vessels carry commodities from thousands of containers on board that vessel, from thousands of shippers and exporters, and various different commodities. So it may not just related to that vessel. It could be various other entities that could be involved.
Have you had any other seizures of cocaine, smaller amounts recently that connected to this?
At this time, it's still under investigation. We don't know of any other seizures.
If it's in bags and just tossed on top, then it's the last thing thrown on top, right? Then it's likely it came on at its last stop.
As stated before, right? These vessels call a bunch of ports sometimes before they come to the United States, and the contraband can be placed on at any point during the destination.
And do you know who was going to pick it up?
At this time, it's still under investigation.
But would they pick up the whole container?
At this time, it could be where it could be picked up or dropped off at any point in the transit.
So nobody was standing there saying, "Oh wait, that's mine." Would you?
We wish it was that easy, man.
But the containers they were in, do you know where they were headed?
Yes.
Can you tell us where they were headed?
So the containers were headed to the Netherlands. The container was headed to the Netherlands.
The container with the cocaine in it was headed to the Netherlands.
Yes.
Would it have been offloaded in any way here for any reason?
It doesn't determine. That doesn't matter. As you mentioned before, right? The duffel bags are just thrown on top of the commodity, so it could have been taken off or on at any point. So.
Have you heard from investigators in the Netherlands? Are they interested?
At this time, HSI is handling the investigation at this point, and I don't have any additional details on that.
That's our point. Would that container have come off the boat at any time for any reason?
It could have. So these containers are constantly shifted around on vessels, as they call it, the ports, where they're readjusting for the load capacity of the ship to balance out the load. So it could come off and then be placed back on and be readjusted.
Somebody runs up and grabs it. Then somebody takes the bags off the top or something.
Assumption would be yes, that could be a possibility.
Is the ship now put out of commission and you guys go through all the containers, or does this ship just go on?
So the containers of interest that we had, as I stated, we conduct and we scrub the data on all the containers that are destined to the United States and on board the vessel transiting through the United States. So it's not strictly based on the vessel; it's based on the commodities and the containers that are on board. So once we're satisfied with our interest on all the commodities and containers that are on board that vessel, the vessel will continue on.
Where's this stuff going? I mean, let's say where's it going? I mean, is it to be distributed in this region? Do you think? I mean, does it concern law enforcement enforcement behind you that there's a massive uptick in the transmission of cocaine in the area? Where's it going?
Well, obviously, illicit drugs entering our communities is always a concern, and law enforcement's always on point, doing our best what we could do to limit the impact and address the opioid crisis.
Today sends a big message to Philadelphia.
Absolutely. Today sends a big message to Philadelphia, letting them know the law enforcement community is doing our best to keep these dangerous drugs off the streets of Philadelphia, our local communities, and away from our loved ones.
Do you have any sense of, on a given day, how much cocaine enters the city of Philadelphia?
At this time, I don't have those numbers, but my public affairs officer, if you reach out to him, he could probably work with you offline.
Do you think this is unusual? I mean, do you think that there are large shipments like this that fairly frequently move into the port?
At this time, I don't have any of that information available, so I defer to my public affairs officer offline.
Yeah, one more question if you got one, please. Good?
You talk to Philadelphia police for a minute?
I'll jump off there, Jeff. They said I was eye candy for this.
You are, man.
Go ahead, sir.
It's changed a little bit. What do you make of all this? Do you think this was coming into your market here?
So the message here is, we don't know that. We would be speculating. But the big message here is you look around the room and you see city, state, federal law enforcement all working together. We've been doing that. It's working very well. And this was the HSI task force that consists of city, state, and federal, and they just did an outstanding job, and I want to commend the work they did.
Are you seeing an uptick in the use of coke? Would this stuff be turned to crack? What might happen here?
We're not seeing an uptick in coke. No, we're not. I would be, like the director said, it would be speculation to say where this is going. At this point, it's under investigation.
But you're not seeing it here, really, right? Opioids, heroin's being used heavily. It's not really coke.
No uptick, but there is coke being used.
All right. Good? All right. Yeah. Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you. You guys can walk out. Let me take them all out of here.